Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Boom, fastest unboxing ever. Saves time. Anyways, so here's the story. Try and keep it short. Went along McQuaid yesterday because my boss gave me the afternoon off. And anyways, I went looking at recorders because my most recent problem was with a tube amp I did for you guys for a little bit of a demo there. Didn't end up getting it in the end. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Down the road maybe. Anyway, so I normally use my Apex 555 mic on my computer for doing direct videos, like I'm doing right now, talking to you guys. And it's an awesome microphone, it really is. But unfortunately, sometimes it's not always the best option, especially when it comes to music stuff, which is why I have all my PA equipment and stuff, and you know, other little items attached to it. So, but I go from 16-bit, and it gets into my Steinberg USB box and converts it at that point to 24-bit, right? So it does a little bit of processing, not much, but it is controllable, which is nice. But unfortunately, the tube amp has no line out, no headphone jack, no way of inputting the stuff into the mixer and then into the computer, right? But at the same time, I also like to give you guys like the most fairest possible and best samples of stuff that I'm reviewing for you guys when it comes to like pedals and amps and all that jazz, right? And anyways, so I had to have the amp down really low, and it was like almost 8 feet away from the microphone, and I had to turn the mic gain down really low, but I still had to have it up enough that you could hear me talk to you guys within the room, you know, because I'm a distance away from the mic too, right? And the amplifier, even though it was down really low, was still overblasting the mic. And you can only have something down so low, and it sounds like not the way it should, right? Which is poor. And so with a tube amp, I mean, they sound great, but it's like a lot of other amplifiers out there. When you start turning levels down, you lose that quality of tone and sound out of it. So you don't get the purest amount of it, right? And to get that kind of a sound level where you're getting the best, it's going to really super overblast my mic unless I really turn the gain like almost off, you know, but then you're not going to hear me talking. I'm going to be too low, and then I'm going to have people crabbing at me like, I can't hear you, because I have had that happen a few times. So I thought, I need a solution that's going to work. And so I started looking at these recorders, and I was looking at some really expensive ones too, like, you know, $300 almost and whatnot. And I actually tried one out, and I was like, wow. And so we did a sound sample test with the one that I was looking at. I was also looking at a Tascam, I believe it's called. They didn't have any of those in stock. Okay, fine. What do they have in stock? Let's go in store and find out. So they had these Zoom ones. And I thought, okay, they got one for about $290, and then one for I think it was $260 or $279, somewhere in there. Anyways, so we tried out the cheaper one of the two expensive ones, and pulled out the Taylor 314 CE they had on the wall, and did some sound sampling in the acoustic room with that one. And it's like, okay, that's mind blowing. You know, and we tried different distances and everything. It's like, holy cow, that is amazing. You know, but do I need all those bells and whistles and a manual this thick to try and figure out how to run it? Really not. I mean, I can figure it out. It's easy enough. But do I really need 4 tracks? Do I really need all those extra bells and whistles to accomplish my goal? Realistically, no. My wife pointed that out. Even the manager pointed it out too. And he suggested this one. And I'm like, you know, you're really going to have to convince me. Crack it open. Let's try this thing out. You're going to have to convince me that this thing is going to do the job. So anyways, out comes Taylor again, and now the acoustic room had some people in there, so okay, fine. So we went to one of the back rooms, and it's actually like a little conference room area and stuff, and quite the large room actually. And we tried different distances with this thing, put it up on a little tripod, because it does have a tripod mount, by the way. So even I have one. It's actually this thing. I got it from the dollar store. By the way, not bad quality for dollar store stuff. Anyway, so we tried it out, and I was just blown away with this. You know, we played it back the same way we did the other one on a set of YSM 8 Yorkville monitors, powered monitors, which I have that same set here at home. So I got to do a fair test both ways either way, and I got to listen to it through the same speakers And this thing just was totally mind-blowing. You know, I'm like, and this is way cheaper. This was like $130 on the price tag. By the way, right now it's on sale for like $119, so, which was a bonus at the till, right? Because, you know, he types in the SKU and it's like $119. Hey, there's $10 I can save and buy some Duracell batteries, which I never did. I'm gonna have to buy some anyways. But he did give me the battery that he threw in it. It does come with a battery, by the way. It's actually a Maxell battery, I think it is. Let me just get this sucker out here. So you get a Maxell battery. It uses one AA battery. 10 hours of recording time, which is just phenomenal for a little AA battery. Now, there's a lot of features in this thing. I want to go through some of the stuff, but just not get too far into it at this point. You can go to the zoom-na.com website. Just type in Zoom H1 specs, and you'll get the link on Google for it, and away you go. I do have the website up right now, which I want to tell you a few things about it, either way off the website. But you've got a hold button here, so you can disable all your buttons so you can't muck things up. You also, the same button, you slide it down to turn the power on. And just like so. And it says hi. It even says goodbye to you too when you shut it off. That's kind of cute. So with the included 2 GB card they give you, which is it's an SD, and you get the little adapter too if you need to, you know, take it out and put it in your computer or whatever. Anyways, 34 hours, 14 minutes, and 8 seconds of record time on the card. 10 hours of battery life. That's awesome. All right, so if we switch, and that's on MP3. If I switch to WAV, watch what happens. 57 minutes and 3 seconds. Massive file size. I mean, I don't even need 57 minutes, but I prefer the MP3 format. Thank you very much. Files are much smaller. Uploading is a lot easier. Anyways, so you've got the back switches here that do that. You also have an auto level. So you don't have to mess with the manual gain buttons. You can just put it on auto level and it just automatically does it, which is nice. As well as a low cut feature. Now that's for wind noise and stuff. So I have that activated. You also have a microphone input or line in source. So if you want like a lapel mic or something. These are your input gain levels here. Forward, backwards. Okay, so basically like fast forward, rewind. Play and pause. It does have a built-in speaker on the bottom, so you can hear it back through this, or you know, output it to your other source. We'll get to that. Trash to delete your file. USB input as well. You can use this as a regular mic on your computer as well, which is great. And you've got 2 mics, so you've got stereo mics here. Micro SD slot on the side here. Volumes for like playback. Headphone and line out. So you can actually line this thing out into a PA system if you wanted to, like I have in the house here. Okay, and that's cool for playback listening, so I'm actually going to hook that feature up. Anyways, you do get like quick guides, French and English. You get a little yellow warning paper here that talks about your SD card usage precautions. You've got some other little handy cam recorder paperwork here. Your basic stuffs, and you know, tells you information. You also get with this and the codes for the Steinberg software. You get Cubase LE and Wavetable LE as well, and these are free software bundles with the codes. So that's great. So if you want to use that software, you can. You don't have to use it. I don't even use the Cubase stuff on my mixers. I mean, I've got other software that I prefer anyway. But I may download the stuff anyhow and try and mess with it and see what all it does. But anyways, this thing is also good for, and this is where we're going to get into some specs for you guys. It's got the 24-bit oversampling for your AD and DA conversion, signal processing to 32-bit. The supported cards are 16 megabyte to 2 gig for SD, and micro SDHC is going to be 4 gig to 32 gig. Either way, it's a micro SD card. Okay. Recording and playback format is WAV. at 44.1, 48, 96 kilohertz, 16 to 24 bit. Okay, MP3, 44 kilohertz, 45, 56, 64, 80, 96, 112, 128, 160, 192, 224, 256, and 320 kilobits per second. Okay, simultaneous up to 2 tracks. I only need 1, but I got access to 2. And I didn't need 4. I don't even need 2. I just need 1. So I just, single recordings. Gain level is adjustable from 0 to plus 39 dB. Maximum gain with digital attenuation is minus 28 dB. Maximum sound pressure level. This is where we get into the great stuff. This thing can handle input of 128 dB SPL and still stay clean. And it's like, okay, that's great because I'll be never pushing those kind of levels in this room. We have done some testing in this room with some pretty powerful amps and never gotten near the 128. So this is going to be like totally awesome for doing live stuff for you guys with testing gear out, because you're going to get the pure sound right into this, right? And no processing to being done, so we're not going 16 to 24, we're going straight in, okay? And you're going to get different levels available in those samples, so you can hear what this pedal sounds like or that pedal really sounds like on this gear that I have that I'm plugged into, right? And same as if I get my hands on more amps to try out or whatever, any of that stuff is going to give you the purest sound you're going to get in today's technology to get a really awesome idea of how something really does sound. Okay, same with the guitars, with the pickups or acoustic guitars, whatever. So you're not going to get tricked, bottom line. And I've never done trickery ever on my channel. I don't believe in it. I'm an honest guy, straight shooter. I tell it how it is. No BS. You guys know that. And I've always prided myself, because I am that kind of person, that I want to give you the honest goods, And going from 16 to 24-bit conversion, it's not a huge deal. But there's always that little margin of error there. At least with this, we know exactly what we're getting, and I don't have to worry about over pushing levels and having my meters go wang, 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 like we had the problem with the tube amp, right, with this Apex mic. So this is going to work out perfect. So stay tuned for some videos, and many videos in future, where I will be using this mic system, okay, or recording system. Now I don't have to record anything and then dump it if I don't want to. I have the USB port on the side. You can use this in place of a regular mic, and I'm going to have that hooked up that way too. So we're going to have different videos, with this little guy in different modes, setups, and but it is going to replace the Apex 555 for any of my gear testing videos for you guys, because I need to be able to talk to you guys, talk about the gear, and at the same time be able to record it without overblasting meters and stuff and distorting sound or corrupting it somehow where it's not quite right. Because the one problem with the tube amp and many amps, even solid state amps, when you start to turn the levels down, you lose that quality. Total loss. I wanted to have the amp turned up louder, but I couldn't. And because even with the gain so low on my Apex mic, it was still overblasting, but then it sacrifices my vocals too for being able to talk to you about something. Made it very difficult to try and get a really good, accurate sound test out of that amp, because like most amps, you lose a lot of that sound quality at the low levels. It doesn't retain it, right? And because that particular tube amp had no line out features, not even a headphone jack, there was no way of putting it direct into my PA and then going through the system, and that wouldn't be fair either, because you wouldn't be hearing it from its speaker, right? So that was another thing too, is I want you guys to be able to hear it from its own speaker as well, and that makes a huge difference for the voicing that you're going to hear. So anyways, check out the Zoom H1. I've been pretty impressed with it and blown away, and I was just playing on an acoustic guitar in the store, and we played it back, and I was just really amazed with this thing. Now, I'm not doing a review at this point. We're not going to talk about a review, any kind of star rating or anything, or I just wanted, this is the show and tell video. Hey, check it out, guys. This is what I got, and you know, it was 130 bucks, but I saved 10 bucks. It's on sale for 119 right now. That's a great deal. Now, one last thing I'm going to leave you with is there is an accessory kit that you can get for this thing too, which comes with some nice little goodies. Actually, I'm going to bring it up on the website right now, and I'm going to tell you what's in there. You're going to get a windscreen for it. You know, it's kind of like one of the same things you use on your mics already. An AC USB type adapter, USB cable for connection to your computer. Adjustable tripod stand. It's just a mini stand, pretty cool. It's kind of, you know, a lot like this one that I have. Padded shell case and a mic clip adapter. So that's pretty good little accessory kit. And it's like, wow, that's neat. And there's some other little thing in here too. Oh, it's like a little wired box so you can use it at a distance to hit record and all that jazz. So there's quite a bit in this little accessory kit, which is kind of nice. And the accessory kit, if I remember right, was like 30 bucks. It's actually on sale right now for $26.99. So I'm thinking I might actually pick up the accessory kit, even though I don't need their tripod. It would actually be the dedicated tripod, because normally with our little mini tripods that we have, we use them for other things. But for now, I'm going to use this one, and when I do get around to it, I'll get the accessory kit. Because even at 29 bucks, I'd pay 29 bucks. No big deal. But I think this is a really good little machine. The battery cover, of course, you just slide it off, and there's your AA battery there. So 10 hours of battery life, over 34 hours just on a 2 gig card on the MP3 and setting, and 57 minutes on Wave. I think this is going to be really a worthwhile thing to be able to use. So let's stay tuned for more videos, guys, and thanks for watching. And hey, if you're not subbed, hey, go ahead and sub. You know, click the bell too to get notifications. Hey, and if you liked this video, thumbs it up. If you didn't, well, I can't make everybody happy anyway, so it's all right. Either way, at least I know how you feel. So thanks again, and we'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.